Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this spoiler review. I think I'm gonna need a glass of bourbon. Ugh, I might vomit. Alright, hey, this is Blackout of Blackout's Box, and thank you to everybody who listened to my last long tirade on how Disney destroyed Star Wars. And I've moved up to I've got the 4,000 hours. I just need to get another like I think it's 3 or 400 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbsies upsy, downsy, however witchy waysy, subscribe and comment down below. How do you feel? Some people actually like this movie. I didn't think it was possible. I think there's a lot of fake reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. You go on there to Rotten Tomatoes and you actually look at the reviews. And if someone took the time to get a Fandango ticket, which Fandango's garbage, I don't trust them. They've screwed up my tickets 3 or 4 times, and that's the only way you can do it to get a verified review. If you took the time to get a Fandango ticket, get your code, log on, make an account in Rotten Tomatoes, would you write a satisfying adventure? Ended the sequel great. I mean, wouldn't you write more than one line? Exciting and colorful. That's what was there. That's a lot of it was there. And then you see it duplicated many times. So I think the social media hire a bot army to try and fix the audience score to make it look a lot better than it is going on. Because this movie and the title of this, I don't even know what the title is. Rise of Skywalker, a movie with no rules, consequences, impact, or internal logic. That's not all going to fit in the title line. But that's basically what it's about. When you go to a movie, and it doesn't matter if it's a documentary, if it's a crime thriller or a horror, sci-fi, fantasy, a mix of all of the above. Even The Matrix, as wacky as that got, it had set rules of what could be done. Even a movie about gods and the superhero movies, they have to have rules. There have to be things that they can do and cannot do, and stats and things that affect them. And if they're constantly changing it every 2 seconds and everyone can do everything, then that's a sandbox. That's not a movie or a story. So, God, how do I don't want to do as long a review, but I'm just gonna spoil it. So spoilers. I mean, everyone's pretty much done this already, so I'm late to the game. But I don't think anyone's really gone into the consequences that much. When you have Rise of Skywalker, I mean, and everyone knew that coming into this, it was going to be a dumpster fire. It was going to be a train wreck. And I am not a super hater. I love Star Wars. I'm sad that this happened to it. I hate the sequel that Disney has made. All 3 of them. They're all suck. I paid for the first 2. This one I saw at Long John Silver's. If you go to Long John Silver's, since they serve fish, they get the fish off of a boat. And that boat comes from a bay. And a Chinese woman, if you order 2 pieces of fish, will project a copy of the movie into the dirty oil and allow you to watch it. And that's how I viewed it. I myself would never board a boat because I would get seasick. But she had, and so I would recommend you go to Long John Silver's to watch this movie and not give your money to Disney. Don't keep giving them money, even if, because I think a lot of the people who went to see this just went to see the train wreck. Why pay them for the train wreck? Seriously, why do it? Anyway, after I got the smell of fish off me, my brain it just curdles in majestic loops of confusion as to how this could be put out. Now, I didn't think there was any way to save this, really, other than maybe having a scene where Luke is back, he's resurrected, and he just kills all the original, not the original characters, but the new characters. Like, Luke is resurrected, comes back from the dead, which why not? Because everybody in this movie, death doesn't seem to mean anything in Rise of Skywalker. So, actually have Skywalker rise, come back. He's not a Force ghost. He just rises up from some ground somewhere. I mean, since that's what they did with the Emperor Palpatine, why not do it with Luke? And he just kills Rey, Poe, Finn, Kylo. He just kills everyone. He goes dark because he's just so mad at Disney. And then the fourth wall breaks, and you see J.J. Abrams, Jar Jar Abrams filming, and he just slices him down, the cameraman, the crew, and then he Disney's in the background. He slices Kathleen Kennedy down with a lightsaber. I think that's the only thing that would have made real Star Wars fans happy. I don't think any director could have done this justice because it was just so screwed from the first two movies, the lack of any arc or direction from any of the characters. And listen, I don't hate these actors. I don't hate these people in particular. Daisy Ridley, or Oscar Isaac, John Boyega. I think they all know that this thing just turned out to be a mess. I think they were like super excited. I mean, you'd be excited to be in a Star Wars movie if you were into that, if you're an actor and into the performing arts and you got picked for, one of the top movie franchises of all time, but then you saw it just slowly deteriorate into what we have. So let's go into the spoilers as to why Rise of Skywalker is total garbage. And you can like it. Listen, a lot of people gave me thumbs down on my last spoiler-free, just general talking about how Disney ruined it without going into specifics, saying it was great. You're just butthurt. You can like it. You have a right to your opinion. I just severely agree. I think you have to either go in there, I don't know, maybe take some mushrooms or be completely drunk. You have to turn your brain off somehow and not think of anything logical and just go, ooh, pretty pictures, flying things, and member berries. I remember that. Because as far as the story goes, there is none. They go to get a thing, to get a thing, to get a thing, to get a thing, to get to old Palpy, we'll call him. And then there's not even a big fight. She wins by making the letter X on her lightsabers. That's Rey. Look, I made the letter X. It's going to reflect the lightning back to you. I'm super winner, yay! And that's another thing. Like, Force lightning's supposed to be a dark force power. And the Emperor is,
I will use my Force lightning. Oh no, it's the letter X that reflects my Force lightning back onto me. That's an ouchie. You'd think I would maybe I should just stop sending out the lightning into the letter X, which is acting as a mirror. And maybe, oh no, I'm melting, just like out of that face in Indiana Jones. I'm melting. She won. I was smart enough to resurrect myself, but she won.
it's so stupid. It's so dumb. The anger is kind of left. I was so angry. But the anger's kind of left, and now it's just kind of, oh, how dumb. I have some notes here, but I can't even cover them all. So, the fish was good at Long John Silver's. That's the one. Okay, argument one. The freaking opening crawl, the dead speak. I mean, I think it was one of the shortest opening crawls. Palpatine has sent out a signal to the universe. I'm not reading this word for word, but I'm just remembering. So he's been hiding forever, and the first thing you're going to do is get on his big, like, galactic microphone and go,
I'm back, bitches, and I want to take over.
Well, that's stupid. And in the first, 5 minutes, Kylo is just there. He's like, what's up?
What's going on? What are you doing this for? I'll kill you. I killed Snoke. I killed everyone. I'm here. Who are you? I want to be the leader.
So, I don't remember, did he have a Wayfinder thing? How did he get there so quick, yet it takes the rest of the cast the whole 2 hours of the movie to get there? Why do they need to find like 5 things? And then change Chewbacca, C-3PO, change him to be able to wipe his memory clear so he can another stupid plot device so he can translate the Sith dagger, which by the way, when he picks it up, the Sith dagger that has Sith writing on it, and if they conveniently find that, everything is just find this, go here, find this, go here, find this, go here. When they pick up that Sith dagger, he goes, oh my goodness, this is a Sith dagger that tells where the Wayfinder is. Well, where is it? I can't translate Sith. It is forbidden. Well, didn't he just translate it? He picked up. If he couldn't translate Sith and he's forbidden, he wouldn't be able to say this is a Sith dagger that shows where the Wayfinder is. That's a translation right there. He would immediately just go, I cannot translate it. It's against my computing. But no, he translated it. He just doesn't translate the full thing. It's stupid. There's another stupid thing. Drink or just start chalking up stupid marks. That's, what are we at? 3, 5, 17? Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Back to the opening crawl. So the dead speak is really what this is about, because everyone dies and it means nothing in this film. Kylo dies like, I don't know how many times, 3, 4, 5 times. Chewy dies. No, he's not dead. Kylo dies. Oh no, his ship crashes. Looks like he's dead to me. Thing blew up. Nope, he's not dead. It's just a flesh wound. Chewy's, force pull with who is it? Who is it? He's in a ship being taken to prison, and he's in a force pull between Kylo and Rey. They're having a tug of rope force pull match. And Kylo, he just came out of his ship that he was going at her full speed after he meets Grandpappy. Not Grandpa, it's not his Grandpa, but it's her. I'm just going to call him Pulpy Palpy. Palpatine.
Kill the girl.
And so if he wanted to kill the girl, he's driving full speed at her. Why didn't he just use the blasters and shoot her? No, because he wanted her to do that neat ninja jump up and cut my ship in half so that I should die, but I don't die move. Again, ridiculous, convoluted plot just to, get a visual scene. So he doesn't die, and then they scream out, "Oh, Chewy!" And she's using the force, and she's pulling, and Kylo's pulling, and they're doing force pull, tug of rope, and she's stronger because she's super Rey, Mary Sue Rey, and some lightning shoots out, which is, I thought, supposed to be only a Darth, a dark Sith power. And she blows up his ship into multiple burning pieces, and she cries that she killed Chewy. But nope, they reversed that 10 minutes later. So there's never any consequence in this. There's never anything that happens. She's training in the woods right off the bat, and she gets angry at the ball for stinging her, and she slices a tree in anger, and it smashes BB-8. And you think, oh, maybe she killed, BB-8. No. He's fine. She doesn't get any consequence of anger's leading me down the wrong way. Anger's leading me the wrong way. Nope. Oh, God. Where else to go? I did number 17. I'm not going to number these in any order. I have no idea. There's just so many. I literally have 70 issues in front of me. We're not going to go through all of them. The forced Skype calls. The forced Skype calls are terrible. Why travel anywhere if Kylo can just, and some people call them, if you're an Apple person, it's the FaceTime calls. If he could just go,
I'm watching you. I can spy at you at any time. I can just make a call.
There's no call block. She can't turn off her Jedi phone mind phone, mind meld phone. There's and now he can take shit. He grabs her beads, and people can hand like whatever, I guess, TV dinners, lightsabers through the Skype calls now. So look for that coming to a computer near you soon. The teleporter. That'll be cool. But it's just, it's not Star Wars. It never was. Never worked that way. I mean, what's the point of trying to hide if Kylo can just find you at any time? It's stupid. And he can take stuff now. He can just rip her clothes off. He can Skype rape her. It's terrible. So he takes some beads, and then they analyze the beads to find out she's like at a Burning Man party planet, some sort of thing. Like what? If he can just freaking connect her wherever the hell she is, he doesn't feel that, sense that. He can't just go and follow that. That's another stupid thing. Stupid thing number 4,742,000. There's, again, no real plot in this movie. It's very linear. It seems very fast, and then a lot of things that are happening that are very important, but they're not. They just cut a lot of stuff. I think they had so many things that they cut a lot of things that you see more transitions, and but it's going to this, to this, to this. Oh, we never showed that she trained, so show her training for a few minutes. Oh, a little too late, guys. Third movie, ending. Training starts in the first movie. A little too late for that. Now she's got the ball and her blinding thing on, and she's training. Yeah. And then Kylo gets right to the Emperor, he looks better than he did. He doesn't really, shouldn't he look really, really screwed up? Like, this guy survived. He survived falling through getting electrocuted by Darth Vader. You see his skull light up. He's been burnt, his flesh. He's in a black robe. He gets thrown down into a fire pit of explosive gas, and then the entire Death Star blows up. And they never explain how he lived. Maybe he was cloned, but if he was cloned, and he has the same clothes on. Wouldn't that be burnt? Really? Seriously? Come on. Oh, God. Where else to go to? Spoiler. Alright, so while Kylo can just go straight to Palpatine, who's like,
I want you to find the girl and kill her.
The rest of the cast, again, has to take forever filing gizmagoos and goozmit kebabs and dismit dadgets and beacon boppers and clicky clackies and stuff to get them to Palpatine, to Grampy Palpy, who's being kept up by some big mechanical arm, and he's got tons of people, these little slaves keeping him alive, tending to his every need. There's some Snokeheads in there. So was he cloned? Whatever. None of it's explained. How did he survive that ridiculous explosion? None of it's explained. So Kylo gets there. I'm going off the cuff here. So if I have some brain farts as I do this entire movie is a brain fart. That's another thing. If you do go and see this movie, you will forget 2/3 of it when you get out, because your brain will just be, what? Did anything... There's a lot of stuff I saw, but was there any real story? Did anything really happen? Did anything really happen? I'm confused. They went to get the thing, to get the other thing, to get the thing, and then he died, but then he came back, but then she died, but he healed her, and he came back, and she healed him, and then there's really much to do about nothing. So, they conveniently find the knife, and all the spoilers are true that you've read about. So they find the dagger that has Sith writing on it. She just falls into it. Lucky no one could find it in all the years, and of course Rey just finds it. Everyone's lightsaber is on now all the time. Lightsabers are, you just walk with it to look cool, and or use it as a flashlight. Rey uses it as a flashlight. Just walk around with it on, while Poe is actually, he's like, maybe I'll just use a flashlight. He pulls out a flashlight. So they're running around to get the knife, and then that leads them to the issue of having to go and running around and get C-3PO jacked up with that. That was the only thing. The little guy was cool. The little guy was cute. He was like a doozer from Fraggle Rock. And then they tried to get you to cry and get sad. I just want to say goodbye to all of my friends. It's like, you don't know any of these people. You haven't even been with them the last 2 movies. They're barely friends with each other. They're just bickering. They're starting to get the friendship now in the last movie. And their acting was okay, but there was just nothing to act to. So they get the dagger to go to get the little midget to work on C-3PO, who says that it says where the Wayfinder is, but he can't translate Sith even though he just did. And so he's going to lose all his memories, so he says goodbye to his friends who he really doesn't know, except for R2 and Chewy. And that there's no way to get it back. But then, so that you could say that's his death. Again, another thing with no consequence. So he's rebooted. Boom, he turns kind of evil red eyes for a second, reads out, "This is where the Wayfinder is," and then he's just annoying because he's rebooted essentially and doesn't know anyone and keeps introducing himself. But guess what? R2 did have a backup. They let you be tortured by that for a little bit, and R2 just magically had a backup. So again, no consequences. So then they go and they find the Wayfinder. There's a lightsaber battle that actually happens in Skype FaceTime. Like, she goes to, I don't know, Rey goes, it's very confusing because she goes to find the next thingamajig, the Wayfinder, after they translated. The dagger goes to C-3PO. C-3PO gets changed now. Then they go and they find to go after the Wayfinder. And somewhere in there in this mess, and it's going by so fast, and you're just trying to keep up, and you're like, what? No, come on. What? And so she's going to get the Wayfinder, and then Kylo shows up again. They have a force fight, but it's like it's a FaceTime Skype force fight. So now, like, he's connecting their location. So what's the point of ships or flying anywhere if you can do that? If they can fight using FaceTime or Skype call fighting, 3D teleportation fighting, what is the point of all these spaceships? I don't understand it. Just have mind fights. I don't think anything of consequence happens with that one either. I don't remember. That's when they cut up Darth Vader's head, and Kylo Ren's little hangout. There's so many people just here get smashed and die, and they come back. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to think of all the force healing that goes on too. So they eventually her and the crew get down to the Emperor. I don't want to make this too long. It's because it'll go forever. I made the last one. I didn't even realize. I thought I was doing a 10-minute video, and it was like 45 minutes. So eventually, they get down to where Palpatine is, where the Death Star, which has again been blown up, no consequences. No impact. It's been blown up. Oh, she heals a worm on the way. That was important. There's a nasty worm creature that was going to kill them. And she used it. That's where they pull out the forced heal bullcrap. You can force heal. I'm using my force to transfer into the other force. Well, the force didn't Obi-Wan say the force is in all things? So isn't that like a little stupid? Again, who cares? Whatever I got to do to make the movie doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars rules, laws, any internal consistency. Force healing is one of the big screwy things that just screws up this movie because there's no consequences. There's no consequences. And okay, I'm gonna go through the list again. I know I mentioned some of these already. BB-8 gets smashed when Ryan's angry, but no, wait, he's just fine. Chewie dies because of Rey going too crazy with her force powers and shooting lightning. You see the ship blows up and blow up in fiery hell. Oh no, wait, Chewie's fine. Kylo dies. I think in the second lightsaber battle, she just full on just chunks him right in the chest. I mean, it wasn't a side cut. She guts him right through the guts. I think Mama is calling him. Maybe she's doing a little force call. She's dying. Leia's dying because she's reaching out to Ben, like Ben, and that distracts them. And they're in the middle of a fight, a not so great lightsaber fight, and she kills them. And you're like, yes, finally something happened. But no, because then she heals him back up. So that's the second time he should have been dead. Crashes ship, should have been dead. She slices him right through the gut face. Right in his stomach, just right through there. Not a flesh wound, but of course that's how she treats it. Oh, I healed the worm. Maybe I can heal you. Puts her hands on there and heals him up. You were just trying to kill him, or were you just trying to do choreography that looked cool? Oh, I screwed up. Let me heal you. Sorry. I'm sorry, JJ. Can we take that again? I actually hit him. So. He's death number 2 for Kylo, but he's alive again. There's no stakes in this. Then, so we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deaths already that should have happened that didn't happen. She heals him up. He's not dead. From the force pull, from the fight, from the ship cut. It's just a flesh wound. All right, I'm lost now. This movie's such a clusterfuck. All right, so let's go. Then they get all the way to the end because I mean, there's really nothing much to describe that goes on in the movie other than lots of changing scenes to get this, to get that, to get this, to get that. They have some nice moments, the characters that we're supposed to care about that we don't really care about. They play chess with Chewie, and he cheats or they're cheating. They turn off the footage. There's a couple light moments, but really, there's no plot happening. It's just get to the big bad guy. There's this, and this thing in the way. There's new characters that we didn't needed. I don't even remember the one who's got the crazy mask on, who comes to meet Poe, who hates him, but then within 1 minute gives him some chip he needs. Another thingy MacGuffin, so that they can get through the blockade and get to where old evil Palpy is in the unknown regions. They're unknown. But he's broadcasting to the universe.
I am the Emperor. I'm here. Kill the girl, but bring them together.
A lot of conflicting messages in this movie. So she gets there, and you're thinking you're going to get some super battle between the Emperor and her and Kylo, and it's just lame. It's just like he smashes him up against the wall. He just kicks him around a bit, smacks him up, bitch slaps him. The Emperor, he's the Emperor. He's Palpatine. She knows that now. Luke somewhere. Oh yeah, that other cheap shot. I passed that over. She goes to throw, and that was the fuck you to Rian Johnson. She somewhere in the middle here, she decides she doesn't want to, because she's hurting people, and she realizes she doesn't want to be a Jedi. So she goes back to that island where Luke was, and she chucks her lightsaber, and then Force Ghost Luke catches it, because they can now manipulate real items now. Which in that case, why don't all the Force Ghosts just come back and kick kick ass themselves, and other people have mentioned on this. And he says, a lightsaber is a very special item. You shouldn't be so uneasy with it, or you should take care of it, or something to that effect. I'm not quoting it exactly. Which was a JJ saying fuck you to Rian Johnson. But, you know, it's like, this is not slappity slap wars. Should be Star Wars, and all of this shit should have been thought way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. And that's about as much use as Mark Hamill gets, you know? Mark Hamill looked like he was in good shape in The Last Jedi. They could have really made that a great story. That fucked things up so bad that we all knew that Rise of Skywalker was going to be a train wreck. So they're at the end, and she hears that. I thought you were going to see all the Force ghosts, but you don't. She just hears a bunch of voices, and the voices are all... I don't even know how you know, there's ones that you know, Leia, Luke, I think Mace Windu. You hear all the ghosts of all the Jedi, and Palpatine's like, I am all the Sith, and Rey's like, I am all the Jedi, and he's like, oh yeah, and just starts to electrocute her. Then Ben runs up to defend her. And Palpatine just swats Ben. He's not Ben's. He's still Kylo Ren. This is before the Ben change. If that even happened, I don't know. Oh, yeah, someone in there, Han Solo's ghost or a dream or whatever. We don't know anymore because it's so convoluted. We have no idea what the fuck is going on. But Han Solo's just back to say, hey, I know you were an asshole. It's okay. I'm your pappy. That happens too. So, getting back, they're in the Cave of Wonders. The dark, lightning-filled Palpatine cave. And, where was I at? Yeah, so they're fighting, they're getting their ass beat. And, he's trying to get Rey.
Strike me down, and you will be the queen, and all my Sith will go into you. Yes.
And Kylo is coming at him, and he just goes and sends him like off a bottomless cliff. And they show it. It goes down endlessly, kind of like how he died, how Palpatine died. He flicks Kylo off. You know, he smashes him to the ceiling, flicks him off, and that's like death number 4 or 5 for Kylo. But nope. Somehow he's climbing back up. He was just smashed down an endless cliff, but I guess it's not a bottomless cliff. Because nothing has consequence in this movie. There's no eternal rules. Nothing happens. Nothing follows anything. The one who really dies is Leia, and she was dead before the movie was made. So he, of course, hold on. My brain just trying to remember these so many goofy scenes for such convoluted, simple plot nothingness. So Rey now has 2 lightsabers. She has Luke's and Leia's. Not that any of us ever knew Leia had a lightsaber. There's a scene of that for like, I don't know, 30 seconds. If you blink, you'll miss it. And it's like young Leia and Luke train with a saber. It's like, okay, that's a thing. Also, where the heck, did Palpatine, who got down and dirty with Palpatine to have a kid, so that Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter?
You are my granddaughter, and I want you to kill me so that I can be inside of you, and
yeah, it sounds so incestuous.
Yes, then I will be there, and I will rule I'm all the Sith, and I'll be in you.
I'm all the Jedi now.
Sith,
Jedi,
Sith,
Jedi. And he's doing the old Return of the Jedi and setting the lightning, zappity zap zapping her. And she looks like she's going down, but then I think... some force whisper to her or something. Did one of the force ghosts whisper? Anyway, the big move is to make the letter X with your lightsabers. Yep. If you just take 2 lightsabers and you cross them, suddenly they turn into a mirror. And Palpatine's lightning, it's like, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever lightning you send onto me will bounce back off of me and onto you. And so he ends up zapping her. It reflects back off the letter X of lightsabers. Apparently that's a move now. And he's electrocuting himself and melting. I'm melting. Like the Wizard of Witch, the Wicked Witch, or that melt face scene from Return of the Jedi. And it's very simple. Like, why did he just stop? Like, if you have a flame thrower, I can't speak. I'm sorry. I'm just the amount of convoluted bullshit has tongue-tied me. If you have a flame thrower and you are burning someone and someone puts something that reflects it back at you and you begin to burn yourself, the natural response is to turn off the flamethrower. But no, not with Palpy. He just continues to electrocute himself.
Oh no, I'm melting. What a world.
And then you're like, hey, Ray won. Yay. Whoop-de-doo. But no, because a big rock mountain thing collapses on her and she dies. And she really dies. Like, she's dead. Like, they make a thing of it. They show her. Her eyes, she's got no pulse. Her eyes are glazed over. She's dead. And of course, you see a hand and it's Kylo and he's crawling out of the bottomless pit. Apparently, it wasn't so bottomless. He's been dead now, I don't know how many times. But this is Rey's, I think, first official death. She's dead. She's lying there dead for a while. They actually let the camera linger on it. And this is when it turns into Sleeping Beauty. So now he comes. You never seen him do this either. And he uses this force healing. This force healing thing just ruins everything. Because if anyone could do this, you could go back through all the movies, and anytime anything happened to anyone, just force heal them. So it's a stupid power that it's dumb. And the force draining, where you like with Luke, where if you project too hard, you just die. Okay, I could see you get tired, you run out of gas, you need to rest. But the force projecting too much that you die, ridiculous, and the force healing, ridiculous. So Cal's come back up now from death number 5 or 6, because he should have been dead off the cliff. Should have been dead when he was gutted. Should have been death when he crashed the ship. I don't know. There's a couple other things. And he comes up, of course, because this movie has no consequences. He comes up and gives the satisfying ending that only people who like Twilight or the Reylo lovers. I don't get it. And he heals her and gives her a kiss. How sweet. But he healed her too well. He couldn't just heal her and they're both all right. Not that would have changed the story. It still would have been crap. But he heals her and he's she was dead. Why don't they just keep force healing each other back and forth like a form of sex? Ooh, heal me. I'll heal you, babe. Ooh, heal me. Ooh, I killed you. Ooh, I healed you. Ooh, I killed you. I drained myself healing you. I just drained myself healing you. You're dead, but I healed you. You're dead, but I healed you. And again, this is the problem with this entire movie. Things like this. I'm looking through. There's so many other things that I missed. What did I miss? Put it down below. And again, thank you for tuning into this. I'm going to be doing live streaming soon. I'm close to being monetized. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification button. You know the spiel. Or don't if you don't want to. But if you can, I'd really appreciate it. Give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you love the movie and I'm just talking trash. If I have if I think that there has to be like consequences and an actual internal structure to a movie world, and that they have all the rules, they had access to all the rules about Star Wars, they bought Lucasfilm. You don't think there's files and files and files of rules, never mind all extra books and comics and things. This movie just goes off the rails. No death means anything. Anyone could come back from the dead, except the people we'd like to come back. Like, once you're a Force ghost, apparently you don't come back. But there's another thing. When she died, it's lingering on her. When she, meaning Rey, when Rey died, camera's lingering on her and lingering on her, showing she's dead. She's dead. She's really dead. I swear she's dead. Look, she's dead. It's one of the longest shots in the movie because everything else is just like, goodbye, move, cut, fade, swipe, do all those Star Wars cuts. Why doesn't she disappear if she's super Jesus, space Jesus, Force Ghost, greatest Jedi or Force wielder of all time? Why doesn't she fade like everyone else fades? Like how Luke faded when he died, and Obi-Wan faded, and how every other Force user fades when they die. They fade away, and their clothes are usually there, and they fade away, and then they're dressed up in some new fashionable afterlife clothes. She doesn't fade. She hangs there for a while until Kylo climbs back up, gives her the Sleeping Beauty kiss, and then he dies. And if he turned there, and if he became Ben, why didn't he fade and turn into a Force ghost? At the end. And why weren't all the Force ghosts at the end? If this is the super duper climactic conclusion to the entire 9 series, why was not every Force ghost from all the movies at the end? It was just like Luke and Leia. Is that all they could get? Did other people read the script and go, you gotta be kidding me, no fucking way? And that's what I have for you. So I hope you enjoyed this rant, this spoiler crazy. And I was angry, and I don't hate Disney. I hate Disney Star Wars. I won't give money to this movie. Again, I say go watch it at Long John Silver's. Order the special clams, like the clams and popcorn shrimp with the 2 pieces of fish, like the big platter, and just say, hey, just mumble under your breath, Rise of Skywalker, you got it in the back. And you can, while smelling the oily fish, which is what this movie smells like anyway, you can watch it there and give them your money rather than giving the money to Disney. And maybe they'll learn a lesson not to do this kind of crap. Make movies where there's no consequence, where they try and build up all the characters in the last second or the last trilogy. They should have just canceled the first 2 and just made this one long 9-hour thing, or made it episodes 10, 11, 12, 13. But they couldn't because they killed off all the good characters. They screwed the pooch. There was no one who could have done this good, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Who am I kidding? Yes, I did. I thought it was going to be a train wreck, and it was. And it's the only time I've hated Star Wars. It's like I always wanted things to be good. I saw The Force Awakens. I didn't like it, but I was like, it's the same old thing. I don't like it, but I paid for it. I saw it on IMAX. Saw Return of the Jedi, and I was really looking forward. Maybe this time they'll do something with Luke. This is going to be good. Oh, God, was I wrong with that? And then this one just takes the cake as the most convoluted, contradicting movie with no consequences, no rules, no internal logic, massive deus ex machina. Is that how you say it? When it's just, this happens just because it serves the plot, because I say so, because I wrote it in the script. No logic, no real logical world rules that bind together. And that's it for now. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. share the video. And I'm going to be trying to do these live streaming next time so we can get some responses. And I'm not a big like hater movie person. I do a lot of other fun stuff and videos. So check out some of my past catalog. I quit YouTube for a long time. I'm just starting up again. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.